Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Cody, I'm Private Boater, and this video is going to be a video trip report of the middle section of the Owyhee River. Day one, we have about 3,200, and we're coming into our first scout, the ledge, about 1 mile in to this run. So this is the center door. The video doesn't really do it justice, but that's probably about an 8-foot drop. It seems really committing from the scout. It looks really steep as you're cresting it, but it goes really well. And then from the scout, we really kind of saw after you make this drop, you kind of want to work from river center to river right. And in any river like this, I think it's to be said that you need to do your own scouts, you need to be able to do your own running, but I really wanted to put this video out because there wasn't a lot of information on any of these rapids besides some pictures of the ledge and videos of Widowmaker. So I'm just making my way back over to the right here. And then the scout really showed that I wanted to get far river left down at the bottom. My paddling partner Larry, he's up front. He's in a 16-foot boat. He ends up going to the right of the rock and going through the hole. His boat handled it great, but it was just one of those things that I knew I could make this move over here on the left, kind of in between these rocks. But water's swift. It's kind of dirty, so it's kind of hard to see the moves. So I definitely think having really good water reading ability, if you're going to come do this section, would be highly recommended. So this is, I want to just point out this area, that wall right in front of us and where the river turns, that's going to be the mark of your next set of rapids, so Halfmile and Raft flip. We ended up going a little bit too far down for our scout and had to pull into those willows. But this is one that the scout sucks, but I would really recommend doing it. When you enter, it's pretty obvious there's a mushroom rock kind of right in the center of the river. And you want to either go river right or river left. When we scouted, river left looked better. And then from the water line, as we're paddling it, I really noticed that it would be really easy to get back over, get to the right. And then if you see just a few hundred feet in front of me, this is probably the one that you really, really want to focus on. There's some big holes and some big waves down here. And to the left looked pretty hard. So kind of sneaking right here on this river right bank looked like the best way. So the video is just going to speed up as I come around this corner, but this is all Halfmile. This next section, we didn't scout. We didn't make that walk all the way down here. But what my takeaways was just kind of stay on this river inside corner, watch and kind of pick your way through some waves that are worse than others. And then when you see this rock that's right in the center of the river, it just turns into really fun wave trains from this rock down. So definitely Halfmile is, in my opinion, one of the hardest rapids on this river. The ledge seems scarier, just with that drop. And kind of you're 1 mile in, you're kind of getting warmed up. And then this is Raft flip. This is the class 3 that's right after. And I can definitely see like that hole and that wave is pretty big. So if you went into it sideways, I could definitely see how it could turn a boat over. This is just an unnamed class 2 that I kind of wanted to point out. There's a lot of these on this river, and it gets a little confusing of where you are because there's so many unnamed class 1 and class 2 rapids. So we camped, and now this is day 2, and this is the Widowmaker Gorge. So this is the very first class 3 that you'll get, and I wanted to show the first 3 class 3s in this gorge, just so you, if you're watching this and planning on taking this trip, you could kind of get a mental picture of what you're looking for when you're taking these scouts, so you're not worried about the next corner. So definitely took just super conservative lines in here. there's nothing special, but the hydraulics definitely felt strong. It's pretty tight, narrow gorge, and then the water came up about 1,000 CFS while we slept. So we're about 4,200 CFS now, and you could definitely feel it. So this is the last class 3. And if you look on the right side of the screen, all these, almost every single one of these rapids are made by rock falls. So if you're worried about where you are, just be looking for rock falls on the side of the river, and that will be your indication that you're coming up to a rapid. So this is the start of Widowmaker Rapid. And when you're doing the scout, so I've seen videos of people, and I don't know if they scouted up high and then they ran right in front of Widowmaker, but man, I would never, in my opinion, I would never take a gamble at running some class 3, class 2 plus Whitewater in front of a class 5 plus drop. So we pulled over. The scout is maybe 4 or 5 extra minutes by parking our boats way higher up and walking down. But this allowed us to really focus on all the easy moves that could throw you off because all your focus on that big last drop. And just take that time and then really kind of lower that anxiety. So whenever I pull off, this was a swift takeoff. So I'm just pulling over into this eddy, kind of getting my stuff ready, waiting for Larry to get his boat into the current, ready to go. And now I'm just going to push out, and we've got 2 or so, I would say, class 3 moves coming up before the main drop. And the first one, and when you do the scout, it is really easy to see what you want to do. So there's the ledge that goes across this entire river from river left to river right. And I'm going to kind of shoot right in the center. There's a nice clean tongue right here, but you can see that ledge right there to my left. And that would be a horrible thing to go in blind. Then the scout really showed that you wanted to get, kind of start moving your way over to river left after you went through that ledge. And then there's a rock, and this is probably a class 2 move, but you're just kind of, there's some rocks kind of across this with some holes. And then I was kind of catching a little bit more eddies than Larry was. And so we just had a quick conversation that he was going to go first. I felt like I could really control my speed. And he's in just a little bit heavier of a boat, and just didn't feel as comfortable grabbing certain eddies that I did. So we just switched up the running order, and that happens. And me and him, we've ran a lot together, and I think that's a really important thing when you come out and do these type of rivers. Having a paddling partner that you've done a lot of big water with really lowers your anxiety. So I'm now getting into an eddy right above Widowmaker. Larry's just about to enter. And we had a conversation that we weren't going to run super close, just for the fact that if anything happened right now, there's nothing either of us could do. So that we felt like there would be more issue with me being right on top of, Larry than any good that could be by having tight boat spacing. So right after that main drop, there's not a lot of white water. It's a long run out. So we felt comfortable that if we had a swimmer that we could self-rescue. And so now I just kept my eye on him. I know he's in his boat. After he made that last drop, he's going to go try to find an eddy on either river right, river left after the bottom. But, that's a risk that we were willing to take. So now I'm moving in. I really like this river left entrance. After the drop, I'll talk more about it, but just a nice angle on your boat. And now as you come in, you don't want to go into that hole in front of you, but you don't want to go into the hole behind you. So you're just going to sit right on this boil line, and you have all the time in the world. It's just going to typewriter you over, And now there's a little tongue. You're going to ride your tube right up and over the rocks, and then it slides right behind. It's a super fun, really clean drop. I really, really enjoyed it. So, why I want to talk about, so a lot of people, and me personally, have seen this rapid ahead of time, and I always wondered why people went in on the left, and it looks like there's a clean entrance on the right, and so you don't have to make that typewriter move from left to right. And what I notice is you really want your momentum on that last drop to go from left to right. And if you enter in on the right, there is a chance that the wave could push you down into kind of a side lateral hole that looks really bad. And so having a left entrance, yes, opens you up to maybe being back surfed into the ledge that you snuck behind, or getting pushed into the ledge, in front of you. But I mean, this is a class 5 rapid. So, I mean, your lines are going to be tight. But I really think that left entrance and using that boil line is the way to go. So after this, there's just some class 3, class 2, pretty cool whitewater all the way down. You stay in the canyon for like another 10 miles, this beautiful rock canyon. So overall, it's a great trip. If you have the ability, definitely recommend getting out. Thank you very much.